You just finished a meal. Maybe it was bigger than you planned, maybe it had a lot of meat, maybe it was just a regular dinner that somehow didn't sit right, and now you're feeling it. That tight, swollen pressure in your belly, the bloating that makes you want to unbutton your jeans, the gas that keeps building, the burping that won't stop, or maybe it's a different scenario. Maybe you woke up with a headache that's been hanging around all morning, dulling your focus and slowing you down. Maybe your knees are aching again, or your lower back is stiff from yesterday's workout. Here's something most people never realize. There's a humble herb sitting in millions of kitchen cabinets right now that can help with every single one of those problems. It's been used for centuries across the Mediterranean, and modern research is finally confirming what traditional healers always knew. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how it works, what it treats, and the precise way to use it for real results. Rosemary is native to the Mediterranean region, where it's grown wild on rocky coastlines for thousands of years. Ancient Greeks wore rosemary garlands to sharpen memory before exams. Roman cooks used it to preserve meat. Medieval healers brewed it for everything from fevers to fatigue. Today, you'll find rosemary in kitchens across the world, prized for its piney aroma and bold, slightly peppery flavor that pairs beautifully with roasted meats, potatoes, and breads. But here's what most people miss. Rosemary isn't just a flavor enhancer. It's one of the most pharmacologically active plants in the entire culinary world. The leaves are packed with phenolic compounds, the most important being rosmarinic acid, carnosic acid, and carnosol. These are powerful antioxidants and natural anti-inflammatories. Alongside them, rosemary contains a complex essential oil rich in compounds like 1,8-cineol and camphor, which give the herb its distinct scent and contribute to its medicinal effects. What does that mean for you? It means every benefit we're about to discuss, from pain relief to better digestion to fewer urinary infections, traces back to these compounds working together inside your body. This is the science behind the tradition. Let's talk about pain, because this is where rosemary genuinely surprises people. The phenolic compounds we just covered, especially rosmarinic acid and carnosic acid, work by reducing the inflammatory signals your body produces when tissue is irritated, overworked, or injured. Inflammation is the root cause of so much daily discomfort, and rosemary helps quiet that response naturally. Think about the kinds of pain millions of people deal with every single day. Aching knees that crack and stiffen when you stand up, sore ankles after a long walk, tight knotted shoulders from sitting at a desk for hours, lower back tension that builds up by the end of the work week, a throbbing headache that creeps in mid-afternoon and refuses to leave. These are not problems that need a strong prescription medication. These are problems caused by chronic, low-grade inflammation, and rosemary is remarkably good at addressing them. When you drink rosemary tea consistently, those active compounds circulate through your bloodstream and help calm inflammatory pathways throughout your body. People who use it regularly often notice their joint stiffness fading, their muscle soreness recovering faster, and their headaches becoming less frequent. Here's something worth thinking about. Many people reach for over-the-counter painkillers almost daily without considering the long-term cost. Frequent use of those medications can irritate the stomach lining, stress the kidneys, and burden the liver over time. Rosemary offers a gentler path. It's not a magic switch that erases pain instantly, but used consistently, it becomes a reliable everyday ally. This isn't about replacing necessary medical treatment. It's about giving your body a natural tool that works with it instead of against it. Now let's get into what might be the most powerful benefit of all: digestion. If you regularly feel bloated after meals, if your belly distends and feels tight a few hours after eating, if you burp constantly, pass excessive gas, or feel that heavy, sluggish weight that makes you want to lie down on the couch, this section is for you. Here's what's actually happening inside your body. When you eat protein-rich foods like beef, chicken, fish, or eggs, your stomach and small intestine need to work hard to break those proteins down into amino acids your body can absorb. If digestion is weak or sluggish, undigested protein fragments slip through into the large intestine. Once there, certain bacteria, particularly proteobacteria, ferment those leftover pieces. That fermentation process produces gas, foul odors, and inflammation in the gut wall. The result is exactly what so many people experience daily: bloating, cramping, gas, irregular stools, and that uncomfortable heaviness after meals. Rosemary changes this in two important ways. First, it stimulates the production of digestive juices, including stomach acid and bile, which means your body breaks down protein more efficiently right from the start. Second, its mild antimicrobial properties help keep harmful bacteria in the gut under control, supporting a healthier microbial balance over time. What does this mean for you in practical terms? Less bloating, less gas, better nutrient absorption from the food you're already paying for, a flatter, calmer belly, fewer embarrassing moments when you're out with friends, in a meeting, or sitting next to someone on a plane. The trick is taking it right before meals. That timing is what activates its digestive support exactly when your body needs it most. We'll cover the precise dosing in just a few minutes. Now, before we move on, I want to share something important with you. While rosemary is a powerful daily ally, some people are dealing with a much deeper problem that no herb alone can fully fix. If you've been bloated for years, if your digestion feels permanently broken, if you suspect there's old toxic buildup sitting in your intestines, slowing everything down, there's a fascinating discovery you need to see. A strange 8,000-year-old underwater superfood used by over 3 billion people has been shown to help the body release pounds of toxic buildup, restart proper digestion, and flatten the belly in just days, without restrictive diets, without expensive probiotics, and without medications. Point your phone's camera at the QR code on the screen right now to watch the full presentation, or tap the link pinned at the top of the comments below. It could change everything for you. Now, coming back to rosemary, there's another benefit that deserves its own spotlight. It's a natural antispasmodic, which means it helps calm involuntary muscle contractions in your body, particularly in the digestive tract and reproductive system. If you've ever doubled over with sharp intestinal cramps, you know how disruptive that pain can be. Rosemary helps relax the smooth muscle of the gut, easing those spasms and bringing relief without harsh side effects. The same applies to menstrual cramps. For women who deal with painful periods every month, a warm cup of rosemary tea can reduce the intensity of cramping by relaxing uterine muscles. Many women report noticeably less PMS-related discomfort when they sip it consistently in the days leading up to their cycle. Even general abdominal spasms, the kind that come from stress, nervous tension, or eating too quickly, respond well to rosemary's calming action. The effect is similar to common antispasmodic medications, but it works through gentle plant-based compounds rather than synthetic chemicals. That's a big deal. Here's a benefit that catches almost everyone by surprise. Rosemary helps prevent recurrent urinary tract infections. Most people associate cranberry with urinary health, and for good reason. But rosemary works through a similar protective mechanism. Its antimicrobial compounds and natural diuretic effect help flush bacteria from the urinary tract before they can take hold and multiply, while its anti-inflammatory action soothes irritated tissues along the way. This matters because UTIs are one of the most common reasons people end up cycling through round after round of antibiotics. Some people get a urinary infection nearly every month. Others are placed on low-dose antibiotics every single day just to keep infections from coming back. Over time, this approach disrupts the gut microbiome, weakens immune function, and can lead to antibiotic resistance. Adding rosemary tea to your daily routine, especially if you're prone to recurring UTIs, gives your body a gentle layer of protection. It won't replace medical treatment for an active infection, but it can dramatically reduce how often those infections happen in the first place. Now for the part you've been waiting for, the exact practical way to use rosemary so you actually get results. There are 4 main ways to take it, and each has its place. The first and most accessible method is rosemary tea. Take 1 dessert spoon of dried rosemary leaves, which is roughly equivalent to 2 teaspoons, and add it to 200 milliliters of water that has just come to a boil. Cover the cup with a small plate or lid, let it steep for 5 minutes, then strain and drink. The covering matters. It traps the essential oils that would otherwise evaporate into the air. You can drink up to 3 cups per day. Going beyond that increases the risk of unwanted side effects like restlessness or stomach irritation. The second method is dry extract in capsule form. A standard dose is 100 to 200 milligrams, taken 2 to 3 times daily, right before meals. This is the most concentrated and convenient option, and you can find it through specialty health stores or compounding pharmacies. The third option is mother tincture at 20% concentration. Add 10 drops to a small amount of water and drink it just before eating. This is especially helpful when you're traveling or eating away from home. The fourth method is topical, and it's perfect for hemorrhoid relief. Add 1 tablespoon of dried rosemary to 1 liter of hot water. Let it cool slightly until it's warm but comfortable. Then sit in a sitz bath for 10 to 15 minutes twice a day. Rosemary's anti-inflammatory action helps shrink swollen tissue and ease pain dramatically. Now, 2 critical timing tips. Always consume rosemary in the morning through early afternoon. Its mildly stimulating compounds can interfere with sleep if taken too late in the day. And always buy packaged dried rosemary rather than bulk. Bulk herbs sit exposed to air, humidity, and contamination, sometimes carrying mold or fungal spores. Before you run to the kitchen, there are some important precautions to know. Rosemary should be avoided entirely during pregnancy. Its compounds can stimulate uterine contractions and may pose risks to a developing baby. The same applies to women who are breastfeeding. The active components pass through breast milk and can affect an infant in ways we don't fully understand. If you take prescription medications, especially blood thinners, blood pressure medications, or diuretics, talk to your healthcare provider before adding rosemary regularly. Natural doesn't always mean risk-free when it interacts with pharmaceuticals. Remember this principle. The difference between a medicine and a poison is the dose. Even the most beneficial herbs need to be respected. Start with smaller amounts, pay attention to how your body responds, and increase gradually only if you tolerate it well. We live in a world that trains us to reach for a pill at the first sign of discomfort. But nature offers extraordinary tools that often work just as well, sometimes better, with far fewer side effects. Rosemary is one of those quiet, overlooked treasures. It's affordable, accessible, and genuinely effective for pain, digestion, cramps, urinary health, and more. Give it an honest try for a few weeks, pay attention to how you feel, and let the results speak for themselves.